Hi, this is Nathan Young. This is a speech for public speaking on study.com. This is one of my 3 submissions. This is my informative speech. I'll be talking about trademarks. So, trademarks have been a growing concern since the advent of the .com era. Historically, if there wasn't a national brand or someone with the exact same name in your town, your names and slogans were fine. And no one was going to get upset, but times are different now. Trademark is defined as any name, symbol, figure, letter, word, or mark adopted and used by a manufacturer or merchant in order to designate his or her goods and to distinguish them from those manufactured or sold by others. A trademark is a proprietary term that is usually registered with the Patent and Trademark Office to assure its exclusive use by its owner, and that is from dictionary.com. This simply means that anything that designates your stuff as opposed to their stuff. Cattle herders used to use iron brands, they use ear tags now, effectively to trademark their cattle. What trademarks do for you and other businesses is to maintain that you are distinguishable somehow from someone else. So if you could make a business name and call it craft, it would mean that people who buy craft products and services might associate your goods with that other business and even possibly mix them up. While that might seem nice, like for the little guy versus the big guy, think about what that would do to anyone in town if you could start producing things using their name. Like, what if they produce terrible things? It would ruin your reputation, and that is why trademark is actually pretty useful. The way that a trademark works is that something is trademarked when it is used in conjunction with a product, service, or business. You don't actually have to file any paperwork. That being said, you can register with the US Patent and Trademark Office. So, sort of to secure the use of your name or slogan or image in the future and make sure that you're set, sort of, if you ever actually do get in some sort of fight about it. While you can register with the US Patent and Trademark Office, it should be noted that weak trademarks, like the name Tasty Sandwich Shop or something, that won't really hold up because they're just so generic, while clearly strong trademarks like Nestle are much more likely to be protected. It also has to do with how much you've invested into selling or distributing products or services or putting branding out, sort of like marketing materials, etc., under that name. So even if your name is a little bit generic, like PPM Group, if you've established a decent amount of business about that and products and services sort of traded, then you have a much stronger case that you've built a reputation based on your name, and that lends a lot of credit to your trademark claim. You can't trademark the word like sandwich, so just stop it. If you have a weak mark name, it may still be protected, like if it becomes crazy successful, like American Eagle, which is super generic, but like I said, they've done a lot of product management, sales, marketing, etc., under that otherwise very generic term. So that's really established a lot of credibility. Like if you ask most people, hey, what's American Eagle? They will actually be able to tell you, and that gives them a very strong position in a trademark claim. Trademarks really only come into conflict when there's a possibility of customer confusion, just like American Eagle, or Nestle, like you're not going to have that moment. But if someone in your town is calling their business like Thompson's Auto, and your business is Thompson's Lawn Care in the same town, it's pretty unlikely that there's a conflict. you should generally be able to get along. But if in one town there's a place called Thompson's Auto and the next town over there's a place called Thompson's Auto, but they're actually from two different Thompsons, there's a pretty extreme likelihood that they are going to have some conflict. So that's where you're going to run into trademark issues. In the internet age, trademark rules have changed like pretty drastically. Now you have to pay attention to what's happening online with the name or symbol that you'd like to use. This usually isn't that tough. You can probably spend about 20 minutes searching your name to figure out if anyone out there has exactly what you have, or at least something close enough to cause a conflict. You can also pretty well do an image search to see if the thing that you're kind of like looking for is already out there, and you can actually do a reverse image search to see if exactly the thing that you've come up with sort of is easily findable from some other place. One perk of internet business is that now your website name and symbols function as a trademark if you offer products and services for sale. So as long as you have something where you have tradable goods under your website, it sort of automatically provides you a lot more trademark protection than you would if you just said, "Well, that's my name." But keep in mind that the general rule is that if you're using a really generic name, like even for your website, like Tools Online or something, that you probably just won't get much protection. So remember, try to be a little bit unique, but the more that you're doing actual trades and moving goods and services, the more protection you're likely to have.